you can't possibly do anything wrong.
All right. Yeah. No,
you either open the door up or you don't open the door. You can't like open the wrong door. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? There's one door, it's love, and you either open it up or you don't open it up.
Yeah, it's a hot day. I'm hanging in the sunshine. You should hit me with the splash gun so I cool down. Won't you come on over? We can party till the sun's down. Baby, let me buy you
the next day, or what was it? Saturday, I had gone to the beach and I was just walking. My sister and I were just kind of stalling until we could go somewhere. And so we went for a walk on the beach, and she ended up finding somebody. She always knows somebody. So I end up walking on my own. And then all of a sudden I look out, and it's happened a couple times since, in the ocean, and all I see is frequencies all over.
Oh.
For me, I'm like, even when I look out the landscape, I'll see like, patterns or frequencies or something. It's just kind of, so I saw it in the ocean. I was like, has that always been there?
Yeah. I just didn't see it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, that's weird. Does everybody else see this? I'm like looking at the beach, like, you guys seeing that? Like,
that's cool. Did you try to feel the frequencies in your hands?
Yeah, right away. It's really a lot stronger.
Nice.
It's a lot stronger, and it's really easy to, to not lose it. Like when you're feeling it and you feel it one way, but if I used to shift my hands, I'd lose it again. I'd have to find it like consistent. Like
nice.
Yeah.
You ever thought about
what to do with it, but
you ever thought about giving your sister a session?
Yeah, and I've done it before but I don't know what that means, to give her a session. So I've kind of done. My dad had some an infection in his arm from some of the IVs and stuff, and I kind of did that right over his arm just to see if I could feel it.
Yeah.
And the swelling went down. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's all you do.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
I've done polarity, I've done acupressure, I've done Swedish training, and we're in Reiki, but you always have either, the two. So you're either sending it with your right hand and receiving it with your left, or
just forget about all that.
Yeah, it's just feel it. That's
just think of like you are the antenna, the frequencies are coming through you, and you are just playing with the sensations. And obviously the sensations, sometimes they'll feel a little stronger here or here, and you're just like trying to make it as strong as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's much easier than people think.
I don't have to wear any special clothes.
Oh shit, no. Yeah. No, you have to have crystals at 34 degrees of north latitude, and you have to burn a candle, but it has to be 3 to 4 inches long.
Not longer, and not scented and pointing up and
yeah, totally. Make sure you have some Moldavite in your left pocket. Yeah, you definitely have some alcohol around you in case that you take on a negative energy. Then you need to spray yourself.
Oh, don't even get me started. Yeah, and holy water. I'll sprinkle.
And holy water. Yeah, totally. And make sure you pray. Oh my God, you got to pray all the time. Yeah, no, it's much easier than you think. Like if you just do it, it'll get stronger. You know what I mean? Like if you're captivated by the feeling, it will get stronger every day.
Yeah.
Until it'll always be on. You have to kind of let the universe know you want to do this. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people are just thrown into it and you're like, oh my God, I feel it. This is amazing. But if they don't continue, it'll just go away because you have to want to do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I've noticed it's gotten stronger just from that. So it's kind of, I just don't for me, it's like, I'm not qualified to do this. What do I
Yeah.
to get over that, but yeah, it was stronger. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And it's fun, and it's fun to watch people's faces when you do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
people
Absolutely.
around, they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh. It's funny, the feeling in the hands. I had it when during the session.
Mhm.
And then when I play, and really kind of just dial in, I can really feel it in my hands.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. I even felt it in my feet when we were lying down, but when during the session. But yeah, if I'm just playing with it, it's really cool.
Yeah, I'm addicted to it. I've been doing it for 10 years.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's just like fun. It just feels good. And sometimes I even forget what it's actually doing. When you actually think that it's awakening our DNA, which is awakening our antenna to this field of consciousness and allowing us to access more information. Like, you don't even have to think, it just feels cool. It's just like, you know what I mean? You can't, I don't think you can really do it wrong. You read that book?
I bought the book. It's on its way. I'm still waiting. So
yeah,
that's my next step. But
yeah,
it'll be cool.
Yeah, you'll dig it.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. I love that stuff. So maybe like last year, between the last session and now, or I did a I tried mushrooms for the first time a year and a half ago.
Uh-huh.
And totally changed like my well-being, and just kind of just looking at this, just everything differently. But when the first time I did it, I had this like huge awakening where I just looked across this landscape. It was out in Nevada, out in the desert, and there was this rolling hills outside. And when I breathed, like took a breath, watched my breath go out and then come back.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
mushrooms.
Yeah, I know. It was crazy. But then it was that same, I had that feeling at the beach. I was like looking out, and I had that, like that connection where you saw this frequency across the water, and it was just going everywhere. It was crazy. And I was like, okay, this is cool. Yeah, it was pretty neat. So anyways, connecting the two of them, I was like, all right, lights are going off.
Yeah. It's beautiful. That's you'll always remember this time. Just because something happens, like I say, it's real. Something happens. Something wakes up inside you, and it'll never leave you. You might hide every once in a while for a little bit, but then it's right there. It's right there.
Just in case you forgot, here you go. Here's your little. I've been in the mode painting rocks and doing creative like stuff for the last 2 days. Like I've been totally got the creative juices back, and total like upbeat, like energized, where I'm energized during the day. Usually I kind of falter, but now even at night, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Tune it off now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we turn it down? I got to get up in like 6 hours.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think there's something to that creativity when the juices get flowing. 'Cause I mean, that's everything. That's why we're here. We're here to be creative, to play with our energy, to perfect manifestation, and hopefully a manifestation of joy, that's but there's something, I think we all have that creativity in us, and an imagination. Yeah. And it's usually beaten out of most people as they grow up.
Well, it's a waste of time. What are you going to do?
Yeah, totally. What are you going to do? Yeah. Get a real job.
my dad was like, what are you gonna do with them?
Yeah, totally.
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, I don't know. He's gonna love you anyway. So
Yep, he is. He
you
is,
know.
so.
Did you tell him what you were doing?
No, because I like to just watch. He's very, he's like the Marlboro man. He's just this big, husky, Portuguese guy with like hands like baseball mitts. He used to ride bulls. He has cattle. Whenever I told him I was vegan, and this is like 10 years ago, he looked at me like, what does that mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think he would have rather I told him I, was an atheist or something. Or
Yeah.
He was like, vegan. He goes, there's cattle. There's like, why do I have all this cattle?
You're here for us.
And deer, and he hunts, and so, but my great grandmother was a kahuna, which was, she used to lay hands, and she was on the island, and she would help women that are pregnant and babies when they got sick by doing like the lomi lomi and hands-on. She made her own medicine, so he knows that type of
Yeah, so he sounded like he would be okay with it if it was explained in the right way.
Yeah. And so he would he's totally done it, and I've done like massage and Reiki on him, and he just lets me do whatever. He just
Yeah. Perfect. Well, then float your hands over him and see what happens. You can't possibly do anything wrong.
All right. Yeah.
There's absolutely no way. You either open the door up or you don't open the door. You can't like open the wrong door. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? There's one door. It's love, and you either open it up or you don't open it up.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Right.
No evil spirit's gonna like.
No, he will. I don't have to put the crystals at 45 or 30 or
no.
Facing north. All right.
How about your sister? Did you mention anything to her?
I didn't mention it to her. I just haven't seen her. Other than I wanted to kind of just have it to myself.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
And just kind of but she said she was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma like 4 years ago. And so she's kind of gone through that. She's about 9 years younger than me, and she's very young for this type of cancer. So I'm always working on her and
nice
remotely and stuff. So she'll definitely be the one that I'm gonna.
Yeah. And it is good to keep it to yourself on some level, because sometimes we get really excited and we want to tell people, and we really want them to validate this new idea, and then they don't, and then we take that personally, which is ridiculous, but that's what humans do. So I can see just keeping it to yourself and just wallowing in until there's no doubt in your mind.
And that's exactly, and I kind of just feeling it and trying to figure it out, and not figure it out, but just play with it and just feel it. That's all.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm excited. I was playing with the dogs with it too.
Also, I just hung up last time without talking to you. How long did your session go? Could you feel it stopped, or did you keep going a while?
It's almost like you kind of feel like, okay, am I all right? I'm good. I got it.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, like I just like, okay.
Yeah.
And last time too, I can feel when you leave, and then I just kind of sat there because I enjoyed just chilling. Yeah. And I didn't, the dog, it didn't really, I just remember the birds. Every now I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it was loud. The horses are I went out to the horses, and I was just chilling. Every day I say good morning to them and talk to them a little.
Yeah. They were probably loving it.
Yeah, they're just looking at me and he's just following me. Like, okay, what's different? What's going
Yeah,
on?
yeah, I know. The animals can always feel it like immediately. I'm a big fan of horses, even though I don't ride horses. I am a horse in Chinese horoscope. Kind of proud of that. A fire horse. I kind of dig that.
I'm an earth monkey, so
Oh yeah.
but I do know what I mean. But yeah, the horse. It's funny. Even when I went vegan, like totally vegan,
Hmm.
animals are different. Like react differently to me, and it was like any animal. But
Right.
now it'll be interesting. I'll watch. I had the one of the cardinals eating bread out of my hand,
Wow.
but I think the horse is just like me because I give him guavas off the tree. Don't tell Dad. Yeah, have a guava.
Okay, Stacey. Session's complete. Stacey 2.0.
Yay.
So is this similar to
No, a little different.
yeah, usually is. For some reason. I don't know why, but that's what everybody says.
Yeah. It so the last time I emailed you that vision I had in the beginning, but the similar part of both sides is in the middle of it, I'm very aware of how heavy my body is
Sinking
versus
in and yeah,
ah,
I love that feeling.
yeah, it's like, okay, this isn't the real stuff. This is, and then you feel yourself expand. And it's not that heavy, but that when you come back in, it's like that really heavy. And then last time I got like yellows and purples, and this time it was really bright purples, and like a orange and red this time. And it's fun. It was cool. Um yeah, like it I don't know. Do you experience anything like different than, and is every body's energetic field like
I really I feel like a mechanic. I really do. I'm like, I don't want to say detached, like I'm just kind of like in a trance, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Um, so yeah. What's up with your hands?
Well, I'm back in them. Like
Unfortunately, I'm back.
I'm back. I know. I'm like, okay, I can feel everything. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. It's a weird, it's awesome. You just kind of float and just out, and then you just, I don't know, I just float.
Yeah.
And it's a cool feeling. And then you
Yeah.
come back in, you're like, okay, well, like I gotta
That's
settle back in. It's like, ah.
that's kind of why I don't I quit asking people questions, because I think it's better to like come back into it on your own, instead of like, okay, we're done. And like, okay, I'm going to ask you some questions that are in
Yeah,
somewhat meaningless,
yeah,
like, hey, do you feel any tingling, or
yeah.
what does that even mean? What colors did you see? Like,
Right. But there's no right answer, because if you didn't feel it, then it's like, oh, did I miss it? But if you felt it, then it's like, do you need to know? Like, does that mean something? So it's,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And there's no doubt in my mind that if we hung up right here and I thought about you for like a minute and just brought these frequencies in, it would reactivate it. And then you would just start your session. You would start another session, and just keep going. Yeah.
yeah. I just love it. It just like, it totally, everything feels like charged. Everything.
Nice.
And,
Nice.
oh, and then, it's funny. And I thought about it afterwards, and I don't think it makes any difference, but have you ever seen that documentary Earthing?
Earthing? No.
It's a documentary, and it's this guy that did this research on how we become disconnected from the earth, and the
Mhm.
frequencies and the electromagnetic healing properties and all these things.
Yeah.
So you go out for 30 minutes a day, even, and just with your bare feet in the ground, because people
Yep.
don't do that anymore.
Yeah, no, you should do that.
And but living in an RV and in Vegas and 115 degrees did not really um help with that. So
We had a session when you were in Vegas, right?
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember everything now. Okay. I remember. I didn't even remember you were that person. Yes. Totally.
Yeah, I don't feel like I was that person. So
Yeah.
so I have an earthing mat, which is plugged in, it's grounded into a grounded port
Mhm.
here. So when I had it when I was in Vegas, so at least it would kind of give me something.
Yeah.
So- and then I was lying on it, I'm like, I wonder what that, but I don't think it does anything but right now during this, but it's just really cool. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
totally charged up. And it's still that
Yeah.
feeling, like it's a whole feeling like, okay, this is how I'm supposed to feel. It's blissed out,
Yes.
kind of just
You-
get,
It's funny because I always feel like we're we're always searching for something, and it's like these permission slips. And the idea that you have in Vegas, I can see it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like I can see it. But the idea that you're living in Hawaii and that you have like this earthing mat is
I
like
know it,
totally unnecessary. Like you
it is.
why? You know what I mean?
I know it is. And that's how I feel here. I don't feel it at all. In Vegas, I would feel it. Here, I haven't felt it at all. And
Yeah.
that's like, oh, I forgot I even had that on.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you see how that's like like almost funny
yeah,
that
yeah.
you're in Hawaii and you have an earthing mat? But I guess what I'm saying is like people do that with everything. Like we're always
Something outside of us to
something
help us.
outside of us,
Yeah,
something outside of us. We need more to be more. And it's like, no, dude, you don't. You do not.
yeah,
But if those permission slips work, then that's cool, as long as they're temporary.
yeah, yeah. And then I was like, when I sold everything, I'm like, I'm not getting rid of this thing.
Yeah. I pay a bunch of money for this. I'm not.
Oh, the other part, I'm dying to go into the ocean and go under and feel and hear. And when I was on and during the session, I get a high pitch sound, and then I can hear these, like, it's almost like going like this, back and forth in my ears and down, and it feels like I'm underwater.
Yeah.
But it just reminds me of being underwater.
Yeah, that's the feeling. Like I feel that feeling of water and pressure. That's what I feel without the water.
Yeah.
So when I'm in the water, it kind of almost like takes away from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because it's the physical act of being.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
I mean, it's it's totally. And it's like after the last session, I just kind of, you look and your whole like circulation, like your cheeks are red and your eyes are white, and it's like kind of like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
What are we doing now?
What was the difference between the regular healing session in Vegas and this? Did you feel a difference?
Yeah, it was a mild, and it was an opening, like a mild, like, because I was really, just, feeling
Scattered.
tugged in a lot of different directions.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and I'd gotten this in my head, this whole thing, I am protected. And well, it's not, means different things to different people, but I knew what it meant to me. And it just kind of.
Nice. That is the default that we all need to have and understand, that if you feel protected, the universe you are protected. And if you feel like the universe is out to get you, you will experience everything that the universe is out to get you. Like, but it's not. It's just, we're just fucking creating that in our mind with our programming. So yeah, that's a really good default to know that you are protected.
Yeah. So whenever I'd get that rise or that unknown, or that, I gotta, do everything I can do to control the situation. I just kind of, that I am protected kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was funny. I kept getting 3-3. I used to wake up all the time at 3-3-3 and see threes all the time. And I ended up, moving to Vegas or whatever, and kind of fell out of it. And when I got my I got a different RV, and they gave me a new license plate, and it was 333 again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And, okay. All right. I'm all right. And then getting back into the swing of things, and just like, it was just a definitely great place of healing, and kind of opened up that me doing a lot of just relax,
I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
And don't be surprised if what happens is something that you've never even possibly ever expected. Like, you could have these ideas, oh, it's going to be this creative adventure, it's going to be this. Might end up being something completely different.
Oh. Yeah, that's
at least that's the best way to approach it. Like it really is. When you get locked into, this is the way it's going to play out, you're only limiting the potential. If I came up with the best possible scenario for my life, like the best, like this is it, man. Like, number one selling children's book, and a line of children's books that helps kids. And then my monthly sessions get big, and like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm doing all this good. My higher self would be like that is the bottom of the barrel, dude. Like, let me take over.
It's trying to let go of the wheel. Like, let go of the wheel. Like, let it. And it is. And letting go, like that part where I talked about being in survival mode, because when you're in survival mode, you're trying to control everything and make sure that you're covered, and now I'm like, okay, let's see where this goes. And
so much easier.
It is. And the stuff that unfolds is crazy. During that session, I actually just there was a release in that whole, my stomach, and I have past stuff, which I'm not going to get into, but that I feel like that was a different reality right now.
Yeah. You mean the Vegas session or this session?
This one, just
Nice.
now, I just got that flat.
I had something happen to me that was this happened 2 days ago, and it was like I went to the gas station and I got a lottery ticket. Whenever I get the feeling to go buy a lottery ticket, I go buy a fucking lottery ticket. Like
Yeah.
like I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that if I get the feeling to go buy a lottery ticket, I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket. And so I go in to buy this lottery ticket, and the dude is like, "Can I see your ID?" And I'm like, "For what?" And he's like, "For the lottery ticket." And I go, "Well, what are you talking about? Like, I bought, lottery tickets for the last 35 years. Nobody's ever asked me for a fucking ID." And I go, why would you possibly need my ID for a lottery ticket? He goes, "Well, we got a bunch of kids that have been coming in and buying." And I'm like, "Dude, look at me. Like, this is before I shaved. I had like gray, like beard." I'm like, "Dude, look at me. Like, what are you talking about?" Like, and he goes, "Well, the cash register won't even let me take anything unless I," and I go, "That's a lie." I go, "Dude, I've given you the cash register is not stopping me." Like, and then I started realizing this is the level of fucking sheep mentality
Yeah.
and fear. Like, I don't know if this guy's afraid to lose his job, or like, I don't care how afraid I am to lose my job. If my boss is standing right behind me and I work at a 7-Eleven and some dude that's clearly in his 50s comes walking in, I'm not going to card that dude. And so as I'm like sitting there and I'm like I'm pulling out my wallet, I'm like, did I shift to a different reality? Like, how is this? Because I know the guy wasn't screwing with me. You know what I mean? Like, I can feel when he was serious. Like, he literally was acting like it was matter of fact that you always show your lot. And I'm just like, what's happened to our mascot? So anyway, people are losing their mind. Like, people like
Yeah.
to me, I know that sounds stupid, but like that was like the perfect example to me that of this sheep mentality where you just do what you're told and you don't even question it. Like, I don't know. Anyway.
But maybe you were told to go buy a lottery just to crack open that window a little bit on him.
I hope something good happened to him where he was just he's like, "Yeah, why am I doing this?" Like,
Yeah,
why,
you just hope.
why,
You hope.
yeah. So I don't know. But
The next person that came in that was in their 40s, maybe he didn't ask them for an ID. Who knows?
like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's I just I don't know.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't.
All right. Me too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Yeah.
Keep me in touch, Stacey.
I will. I'll email you a picture of my rocks.
Okay, cool. Well, let me know what happens in the future. I have a feeling that some really cool stuff's headed your way. It's already there. Like, just be grateful for all the wonderful things that you're about to experience.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where that bliss thing happens. I'm just like, wow, this is going to be awesome. Whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. Something wonderful is going to happen to you.
I know. Who knows? This will be awesome. And at least it'll be a good story. And and then once I read the book, I know I'll have some feed, like some stuff to.
Yeah. Well, totally.
Yeah.
Just if you have any questions, you just send me an email and I'll do my best to help you out.
All right. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
It's getting kinda crazy up in here. Got that DJ playing music everybody wants to hear, yeah. It's getting kinda crazy up in here. Everybody wants to ride in the water slide. 3, 4. Baby, if you're looking for some crazy,